Collided And we are live. Welcome back. Time for our second stream. And let's hope a few more people will join, since currently YouTube is telling me no one is here, but I assume at least some are lurking. But yeah, welcome back. Plan for today is to play a bit more of the main story, starting with chapter 3, so the Scar encounter, which I'm eagerly awaiting, because I really like this one. But yeah, if anyone's here and want to say hello, now's your chance. How are you doing?
Wind guide me.
I guess not. Oh well. Okay.
Remnants of the past.
Let's at least get some asteroids.
Leave it to me.
Yeah.
I sense your weakness.
Yeah. You can stop with that. Okay. Okay, nothing interesting here. We need 5 more for this one.
This must be the place.
Okay, I guess let's get started.
I sensed something ominous from the leaf back there, but I couldn't pinpoint its source. And now, the hatred and pain is so strong in this place. I don't even need to concentrate to feel it. Rover, something terrible must have happened here. We have to be cautious. This is a tacit field. Let's take out those tacit discords first.
Yeah.
Leave it to me. No hesitation. One with
Fury
the sound.
boils. Inferno. Silence. Burn.
Let me be your blade. Let the winds roar. Precipitant.
Swift and resolute. Moment of resonance. Leave it to me.
And even more.
Fury boils. As you wish. Burn. Burn to ashes.
Let me be your blade. Shape the shapeless. Tempest.
Swift and resolute. Ha! The hour is upon us.
Ah, not the bubbles. Stop it.
Fury boils. Inferno. As you wish.
Let me be your blade. Storm, hear my command.
Swift and resolute. Strike from the shadows. Ha! One with the sounds.
Oh.
The end has come. Ha!
We did it. Maybe actually I should wait with this one. To see if anyone wants to join before then. Is there anything else we could do in the meantime? I guess we'll do this for now.
Wind guide me. Ha!
Hello there. Not sure if that's the best place to stay for years, but oh well, you do you. Give me 1 second, I'm just gonna... And there we go. Okay. Time for a bit of parkour. Let's see how we do. Ah, didn't even need to jump pad. Ah. GG easy. I'm not actually sure if we indeed meet him again at some point.
Cherish every gain.
Now that he mentions it. Ha, this looks interesting. What is that? Okay. No, I don't think we can get into the menu. Oh. Oh. Ah, it's one of the moons. Interesting. Interesting. Oh well. Okay, I think I saw... I guess first let's do this one.
Leave it to me.
Let me be your blade. Serenade! Please.
Fury boils. Burn! Burn to ashes! As you wish.
Swift and resolute. An unexpected discovery.
Okay. Let's see what we got in Echoes. Yep, nice.
Let me be there for everyone. As we head toward our shared future,
Okay.
leaving the past behind.
We have... Those will be relevant later. Ah, fusion damage. That's 4 Mortifi. I guess we will go with this one for now. You can get this one. And I guess... No. We'll just do this one for now. And you can get this, so you at least have some energy regen. Actually, if it's for the energy regen, it would probably be better on Mortifi. Okay. And the last one we put on you. Yeah. Okay.
Wind guide me. Ha! I sense your weakness. Ha! 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 Moment of resonance. Ha! 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 No hesitation.
Okay. I think in here was only another enemy. No, this one's just. Okay. Oh, spectral damage. Nice.
Let me be there for everyone as we head toward our shared future, leaving the past behind.
Yoink. Okay. I guess we'll just have to
Leave it to me.
start the
Strike
quest
from the
for now.
shadows. Ha! Ha!
Okay. Oh, Glacio, nice. Scar of the Frexodus, I've come to bargain.
I think I found something, Rover.
Let's see.
Watch out. Something's not right. Why wouldn't it attack us?
Why indeed?
Brother. Help. Help. Brother.
There we go.
Brother. Help. Help.
Also a very good question. Who is the brother in this case?
Help. Help. It seems to only repeat these lines. This is not a common tacit discord.
Because from what I
Tacit
remember,
discords
they
attack
did
other
little
living
more
beings
than...
because they need to feed on those frequencies to make themselves whole again. When frequencies are scattered and recombined, a new tacit discord is born.
So yeah, if I remember correctly, that they did little more than hint towards who that brother could be in this case. But I don't think they actually made it completely clear. But I guess we will see. But yeah, this line is also pretty interesting, since it talks about the Tacit Discords. Tacit Discords attack other living beings because they need to feed on those frequencies to make themselves whole again. The again part, from what I could have, from what I could gather, is a mistranslation. So this doesn't exactly insinuate that Tacit Discords originally had a complete form, though it doesn't. That doesn't also mean that that doesn't mean that it wasn't the case at some point. Who knows? But yeah, when frequencies are scattered and recombined, a new Tacit Discord is born. So yeah, that should be pretty much fact. That Tacit Discords are in some form combinations of different pieces of frequencies.
one probably devoured the frequencies of humans, turning the last bits of a human's consciousness into such monotonous mumbles. Are these words the last cries of someone innocent? Who is behind this twisted plot?
But for all we know, it could also be the case that the human frequency based in this Tesla Discord was the basis of this one, instead of being devoured and mimicked.
I'm sorry. No, that's beyond my ability. I just sensed some complex feelings from it. A mixture of deep sadness and eager anticipation.
Which is also interesting because I had a bit of a discussion with my buddy Kranis about if Tesla Discords could, in theory, feel and therefore be sentient, or have the capacity to be sentient. And if they can send out emotions, that could also mean they can feel them. But as all, mostly just a bit of theorizing.
I think I know what's going on here. It seems to be begging for help, but it's not asking us to help it. I can sense the pained cries of this tacit discord. No, the cries of this whole village. The village is crying, waiting for rescue. Something truly awful must have happened here, and the victims' reverberations still linger. Based on the evidence we've found and the condition of these ruins, that didn't happen all too long ago. I can still feel it in the streams. Perhaps the tacit field has kept this village from being discovered. Or maybe someone has been intentionally concealing it. Anyway.
Interesting line here, considering Jinxi knew about this place. So even if this could sounds like it insinuates the Frexodus have covered this thing up, it is more likely actually that it has been covered up by the magistrate. And probably, considering the likely timeline, the magistrate before her. Which then begs the question, why was it concealed? For what purpose?
There must be something we can do. We may find the victims nearby. I can feel someone connected to what happened here is still close. This place is dangerous.
Whoever could that be?
I'll inform Chuzia about what happened here. Can we continue our search before the official investigators arrive? Sorry, I know it doesn't sound very convincing. It's just a hunch of mine, and I don't have any evidence to back it up.
Yeah, exactly. And if the token pointed here, she would have needed at least some knowledge about it.
Thank you, Rover. Please stay vigilant. As for the little one here, let's leave it be.
Yeah, let's start with this one.
The area is a mess, but it doesn't look like a war zone. Someone was hurt and dragged away. Look, there are many footprints here. These are traces left by a fight. Someone was injured. Ritualistic wooden plaques. But why are they here? These plaques are usually placed in ancestral shrines. They seem to belong to a different time.
Interesting.
I remember reading about something like this. People held large-scale ancient rituals periodically in their villages, driven by certain beliefs.
I see. Let's check somewhere else.
So, most likely something that happened before Yang Yang's time.
These cards. Ah, I see.
Considering she only read about stuff like this.
The Frexidus is likely behind it all.
The Frexidus?
Yes. I don't know much about the Frexidus, but as an outrider, I've worked on related cases.
Now, if we are to consider the theory that Yang Yang is the Grand Architect, why would they put the blame on the Frexidus for this? If clearly at least Scar does seem to think that the blame doesn't lie with them. That doesn't really match up, and I don't see how that would be of any advantage to the Grand Architect to paint themselves as villains. But who knows, maybe someone else has another impression and has an idea how this could be any useful.
It's a group of extremists obsessed with fusing humans with tacit discords. They've caused terror attacks of various scales around the world.
Yeah, exactly. This doesn't really sound that useful if you want to convince Rover to join the Frexidus.
Fusing humans and tacit discords.
Sounds very similar to Frolova, doesn't it?
We've seen signs of their presence in Jinzhou, left by lower-ranked members called Artificers. Above the Artificers are the Overseers, leaders with eerie abilities and unknown intentions. They pose a far bigger threat. No one knows their true intentions. Some members speak of world destruction, while others claim they seek eternal power.
While others claim to save the world, so... Bit conflicting, isn't it? Who knows what's the actual truth?
And there is one particularly insane overseer. He's crazy even by Frexidus standards.
Well, allegedly.
A man who sees no order and revels in destruction. I've seen similar cards in the physical evidence file of the Frexidus-related cases. They belong to this one overseer I'm talking about. They call him Scar. If he's responsible for what happened to these villagers, who knows what kind of cruel and twisted atrocities he's capable of.
Okay. Meaning of the patterns is unknown. Right. Can we interact with you again? No. I guess. Let's meet the guy.
Huh?
Guess you won't need my self-introduction. Oh, I spent so much time on it.
Notice the tested mark? Indeed.
If you need to hear it from me, then yes, I am Scar.
Ooh.
Cruel and twisted maniac.
Okay, I will admit those eyes are a bit more gray than blue.
We deserve a meeting free of such
Left one, at least.
disturbances, don't you agree? The girl, she's gonna sway your judgment.
Pretty tactical thinking for someone who is chaos incarnate and only here for destruction, isn't it?
Don't worry. I don't plan to make you hate me just yet. She is safe now. Well, let's just enjoy our time together for the moment. Forget about that irrelevant person, will you? I have a lot to share with you.
I really like this look on his face. He is clearly deep in some thoughts at the moment. This isn't just for some fleeting fancy. He is doing this with a specific purpose. The question would be, what exactly? And I don't think it's just make Rover join the Frexodus. It is clearly something that is more directly connected to him.
To begin with, I heard you've lost your memories.
Concern? Let's not give him the satisfaction of telling him he's right.
Indeed. I'll tell you then.
Go ahead.
Before you knew anything about this world, you were already the center of conflict.
Now, what exactly do you mean about this? Do you mean like a few days ago when we awoke here? Or do you mean before we entered Solaris? Because that could also be applicable for this. Really like that intense stare through the hand frame.
You are the unknown variable we've been waiting for. Forces have been fighting for possession over you.
Yes, there it is, the unknown variable. This title of Rovers is gonna be important later. Very important. And it is interesting that Scar is the first to bring it up. Which means either it's his personal title for us, or it is the Frexodus' internal title for a rover. Which then begs the question, what are they expecting from us? What is it they think we will be able to do?
From the moment you
And why are we
opened your
unknown?
eyes, everyone you've met, including that girl you care so much about, they all knew how valuable you are. The world is a cruel place. You are a living, breathing person, but you're just a pawn to many.
Do you see the sadness on his face? He knows exactly how it feels to be in that position. He is not just manipulating us. This is his honest thoughts. Because I do not think you could fake a sad face this well. Which is why I think this conversation is so important and is foreshadowing so much. And that's why this is the scene where I started to really get into the story. As many other people probably.
That's why I'm here. Because I see you as a dear friend, and I want to tell you the truth. I am so sorry for everything you're about to face.
Not a single trace of a smile. Scar is being completely serious here. He is not joking around, he is not playing with us. He is seriously concerned about us. And the implications of that are fascinating. And I can't wait for this to be reconnected into the story. For something to happen that makes this so much more important.
But truth hurts sometimes.
Indeed.
I know you are not one I can sway with simple words.
And we're back to smiling. Now it is back to potentially manipulation, potentially a little bit of toying with us. But he delivered his message. If we accept it, that is on our part. But he said what he had wanted to say.
My goal is simple. I just want to deepen our mutual understanding, nothing more. Come on. Observe the surroundings a little more and tell me what you see. As you learn more about this world, your true desires will surface, and our little game will become even more entertaining.
And here they already hint at Rover discovering their true desires, aside from their role as a savior, which isn't their own. Which means you can also see this as foreshadowing for the character development we will go through until we reach the current state of 3.0 and 3.x in general.
And before that, I don't want anyone to disturb my precious alone time with you. That's all. Why do you have to assume we are the culprits?
Genuine disappointment on his face. Either he's completely honest with us, or he's a masterclass in performance. Which I highly doubt, because that's not his archetype.
Maybe you should be asking me what actually happened here. I won't tell you everything just yet, that's too boring. As I said, why don't you take a look around and see for yourself?
Also the first one to start this pattern of withholding information because it would be too boring if you knew everything from the start.
So go ahead. What do you see?
What do we see? I mean, it doesn't really matter which one we choose.
Bravo! Didn't think you'd catch on to that. Now, what is the conclusion you've drawn?
Yeah, we know this is the one he wants to go to.
I see you don't really trust those villagers.
Hi! Welcome in. You're the first chatter for the stream.
You are indeed quite exceptional.
Just doing a bit of talking with
your keen observation,
our best guy, Scar.
Precise judgment, and accurate understanding of human nature.
I mean, he will return at some point, so much is clear. And yes, I also really like him. He is fascinating. Especially considering everything he told us so far. because I'm not sure how long you've been in the stream, but just now I talked about how he shows a lot of genuine emotion in his talks towards us. Yes, exactly. I mean, I have one theory, which I will probably talk about at a later point, but it is a bit of a crazy one, so might not be accurate. Ah. I hope you enjoy your dinner.
Let me give you a couple more tips. The truth is far more complicated than you think.
Yep, once again, the smile completely faded from his face. So this is once again one of the moments where he is completely honest. Because the smile is the sign of him toying with us. So, rice, tofu and a missing onigiri.
First, who are the players in our tale?
Indeed.
An innocent girl, a revered leader, and a flock of simple villagers. Next, what makes up our main plot? False devotion, fleeting kindness, collective deceit, senseless killings, and the one vulnerable soul pushed onto a path of destruction by the masses.
Once again, a lot of emotional weight on what he's saying. He is clearly deeply connected to that girl in some way. Yeah, it is a fascinating one. This chapter is indeed where things really start to gain some momentum.
Now,
Because as
Rover,
fascinating as chapter 1 is, chapter 2 is just a bit slow, but it's also just a introduction. And this is the first seeds of a deeper truth that we still haven't uncovered yet.
I'm eager to hear your version after you've learned more.
And back to the smile and the toying with us. Did he have anything interesting to say?
Huh? What is it? Are you back for some chit-chat?
It's fine. Go all out for what I care. I can understand it completely.
I see. So, you want to cheat, huh?
Sure, why not?
A clever move, unbound by convention. I like it. But I'm not telling you more. Not yet. Wouldn't want our first conversation to become a boring exchange of words, just parroting each other's lines.
Like it is with every other person we've met so far in Jinzhou, telling us what role we could play in this world. Which are the lines we are parroting until we learn that we are not simply just the savior, as we've been told by Imeth.
You don't want to disappoint me so soon, Rover.
I think we have some... We get a proper warning before this actually skips things, so...
Come on! No need to get so worked up.
Let's see what else
I
he has to
see
say.
you're itching for a fight. But our game isn't over yet.
Game. Interesting way to put this.
Strike now and risk being crippled. And what a shame it would be to miss out on these crucial clues right in front of you.
Is he speaking to Rover or is he speaking to us? Could both be the case in this.
After all this
moment.
effort, do you truly want to throw it all away?
I think we have one more. I don't want to miss it, but I think this should still be safe.
Oh, are you seriously going to judge me off of those rumors alone? Oh, I knew it. Gentle lambs like me are bound to suffer. Never given a chance to speak for ourselves.
Hmm?
Well then, I suppose I'll have to be a little more ruthless with you. Play nice and go investigate the clues in this village. Then I might show your girl some gratitude for leaving us be. Otherwise, you may have to bid her farewell
Oh damn.
forever.
I forgot about that. Yeah, Gentle Lamb. He is the Black Lamb after all, as he said. But damn, some actual hostage situation. Huh.
What do you say?
Yeah, and now it has this different symbol, so if we now choose this one, we actually skip the interesting story part. So let's go back to finding the clues. Yeah, extra spicy onigiri. Also, as I was saying earlier, they call him a maniac and chaos incarnate who only seeks carnage and battle, but that is clearly not the case. He is actively avoiding confrontation, which means we have seen a side of him that most people who don't interact with him don't know about, and possibly even the other Fraxidus. Time for the girl's diary, whose name we are never told, which I feel like would be very interesting to know. Hi, I'm blank. I found a new home and a nice uncle gave me this cool new book to write in. Our old home was scared by monsters, so we went on super long journey to find this new place. I asked when mommy and daddy will catch up with me, and uncle said really soon. Can't wait for them to join us here. The new place is so sunny and has a huge tree that grows peaches. Not many people from here go to the big city though. I just want mommy and daddy to find me quick. So, if we are to take this one, this means that whenever this happened, it should probably be after Jinro was established. Meaning in the last 100 years. Since Jinro's founding should have been a century ago. From what we've seen so far. Which then begs the question, what is the old home they came from that was destroyed? Could it be Mount Firmament? Probably not, because that would also be around the time of Jinro's founding. Yes, I read it. I know I have a bit of it recorded. I don't think I've recorded all of them. But I have it, so I can look at least a bit of it up. So we know that Scar did have a family. And actually had a childhood. But I guess that will probably become relevant at some point once he gets his own arc. Similar to Frollover's. Yeah. I'm a bit sad that I didn't record more of the Somnoir stuff, because that was also just the 1.4 Somnoir. I completely missed to record the previous ones, but yes. Today it's my birthday. Everyone is being really nice, saying I'm their lucky charm because I can keep those mean monsters away. Very interesting info. First hint that she has some special powers. I'm really happy and everyone likes me lots. We had cake and noodles and I got presents too. It's been forever since I saw mommy and daddy though. Hope they come back. Will they come back? December 5th. This marks my 4th birthday here, and our village had made it official. I'm his daughter now. But before that, everyone was already been taking care of me and shared with me delicious meals. My father told me I'm the child of Gigi Village, and I should consider myself lucky. I feel really fortunate to be loved by so many people, even though my powers are still small. I do my best to continue protecting the village from being invaded by tested discords. Yes, exactly. She was less than 4 years old when they took her in, and evidently used her to protect the village. Yeah, precisely. And as we will see later, she had a very particular ability.
Our story begins here.
Time for the shepherd story.
Once upon a time, in a peaceful village, lived a flock of carefree lambs. In the day, they toiled for food, and when evening fell, they sought refuge from the looming threat of wolves.
Obviously speaking in a lot of metaphors in this case. That's what many people thought and what you would think, but I highly doubt that, because that would mean that Scar is warning us about the head of his organization, which he kinda wants us to join, so that wouldn't make a lot of sense. So I'm pretty sure that the shepherd is someone else, and I did make a video about who I think the shepherd actually is. Of course, this could also be a double meaning, that there is a larger shepherd alongside to the shepherd of this village specifically. But I doubt that it was the GA in any of those cases. But yeah, the other interesting question is, what do the wolves represent in this case?
Fables. Stories told and retold through the ages. The ancient art of conveying hidden truths through fiction.
And here he directly tells us, hey, I'm trying to tell you something important, so pay attention.
But they always draw from real life, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
The same story gets told by many, and each person brings their own spin, their own focus. Whatever you learn from it is just one of countless different interpretations. Like us now, caught in a carefully crafted plotline, a scheme I had no hand in.
So he is aware that Jinji and in extension Changli wanted us to meet him here. Yeah, exactly. But this also means Scar was willing to play along just to talk to us and give us this message. So that was worth more to him than avoiding being part of a plotline.
This village marks the beginning of my story with Jinzhou.
Also a very interesting line, because this could be taken in a number of ways. Possibility 1, this is his childhood home, which is mentioned in the pieces of Scar lore in the Somme Noir. The other possibility, this is where he, as the Fraxis member Scar, first influenced the world. Or the third possibility, he's talking about this very moment, as this is the first spot where he openly enters the spotlight for us, for our story.
So that magistrate led you here to meet me. Such a clever move on her part.
And yet you played along. But yeah, this line makes it very likely that not only will we learn more about him, we will also learn about his connection to Jinzhou. Which then once again means we will get a Jinzhou return arc in some form. Will this really work? If it does, I wish I could stand up again. I want money. I want enough money to last a lifetime. Careful, a lifetime can be very short. Amazing. Thank you, Lord. Lord is interesting in this context. And there is one title that we've heard that contains the word Lord, which is Lord Arbiter, which would be a very interesting twist, but obviously it could also be something else. Yeah, Lord. I mean, it could also just be a title for a powerful or wise person that comes into the village, but it could also be a direct hint. Yeah, exactly. A return to Huanglong is not only a new arc, it is picking up what we've left behind. And there's another thing that I will probably show at a later stream because it requires me to do a side quest first, which could be the next tie-in for Jinzhou into the story again. But we will have to stay tuned for that one. Amazing, thank you, Lord Redacted. My legs have truly healed. No, Mother just died and left me some money, but I don't want my wish to come true with this. Whatever this word is. I want my mother back. I want a name, possibly? Who knows? Strange. It did make me stronger, but lately I seem to be getting weak again. And I can't my body without... Is it because I haven't sacrificed enough? Some kind of addiction to power. So, whoever was in this village who granted them these wishes, very much a monkey's paw situation. Yeah. It does indeed get a bit scary. Redacted. Please, please, don't take away my wish. I'll give you anything. Is this really what we all wanted? And I don't think there is any more hints to who this person actually was. Another crumpled page from a children's book, half buried in the mud.
One day, a shepherd visited the village.
A shepherd with a wolf's head.
The shepherd brought them promises of abundance and protection. The lambs, drawn in by his words, soon lived in comfort and security. Nope, quite the opposite. The shepherd's arrival is only the beginning.
Another cautionary tale. There is the possibility that the shepherd represents us, meaning that we should really think about what we are doing and how we are influencing the world, or it is warning us about things that seem a bit too friendly, going too well. Meaning we should probably think about if what we are being told is the full truth. Yeah.
With a wave of his hand, the shepherd could grant their every wish.
Now, as we will shortly see, it doesn't have to be the wish granter to make the sacrifice.
His flock obeyed, bowing their heads, pleading for better food and shelter.
But they have a price.
They no longer had to struggle for survival, as their once meager lives were replaced with endless luxury. The flock worshipped their shepherd-turned-god, praising him and holding him in the highest regard.
Shepherd turned god. A god is a very particular title, which means it should be a person of some significant influence. So there should, in fact, be some sort of record.
What's wrong? Does my story make you uncomfortable?
He knows us.
Imagine you were one of those lambs, facing irresistible temptation and pressure from your peers. Wouldn't you bow down and beg for food from your master? Oh, so we agree already.
So yes, even if Scar wants chaos and anarchy, he wants the kind that is devoid of controlling authority to grant freedom instead of just destruction. Yeah, Rover has some very particular lines that are not typical of your usual self-insert, which is why I never really had that much of the impression that he is one.
You are right. But the world we live in falls short of our ideals. The shepherd still reigns, and the lambs have grown complacent.
Now, this is important. Scar is saying the shepherd still reigns, so he is still an active entity in this world. So this has some very interesting implications. Because then we have to think about who do we know of that could be that could play this role.
It's up to the two of us to make that ideal world a reality.
The two of us, meaning he's not even speaking about the Frexodus, he's speaking about himself and Rover. Which could imply he has some hidden agenda that he doesn't even show the Frexodus. Which he also alludes to again at a later point. Which is to say, I think Scar is a lot more important than people might think, even as an overseer of the Frexodus. A crumpled page from a children's book, silently resting on the ground. Yeah, New Federation is gonna be interesting. Also gonna be a lot of Frexodus
The
presence.
lambs reveled in endless bonfire parties, celebrating their new god every night. Except the one little black lamb.
Whoever could that be? With that scar over their right eye.
As each night passed, it was the only one to notice how its flock was dwindling away. Rover, do you think someone would give you what you want without taking anything from you?
Exactly.
I once believed that too. Thought as long as I paid a high enough price, I could get my desired outcome. But true equality is scarce. Always has been. The world was never a fair place. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, I absolutely agree.
To receive equal retribution, one must give more, and more, and more. When every wish comes with a hefty price, people weigh their options carefully. But when they can make someone else bear the price,
Like they did with Hiyuki.
they all rush to make more wishes. They don't consider they too may one day pay for another's selfish desire.
Very topical. One of the many topics that has been teased early on that has been brought up again in another context. And especially brought up again in La Roy.
Funny, isn't it?
It is indeed. I really like that heartbeat-like sound in the background. Very unsettling. You find some markings on the walls. And it is gone. Interesting. As you lean in closer to look, you notice some faint markings on the wall. Words like monster, witch, banisher, and all her fault are written thickly on the wall. Didn't think that we will get full over villager TDs, so now this eyeball. TD really unsettles me. Yeah, in context of what we see with Frolova, it does recontextualize the little ball here. That there could be a bit more than just imitation of someone's last words in there. A crumpled page from a children's book, silently resting on the ground.
Later, the shepherd openly blamed the black lamb for the flock's decline. On the next day, the white lambs welcomed the rising sun as usual, but the black lamb was nowhere to be found.
And thus Scar fell from grace.
The shepherd introduced an unspoken rule to this village. One that our black lamb violated by telling the truth. Suddenly, the once doting god stopped fulfilling wishes, because no more sacrifices were being made. After witnessing the Black Lamb's actions and hearing from their almighty shepherd, what do you suppose the White Lambs did?
An ugly truth is one that isn't appreciated.
Ah, those oblivious
Most of the times.
lambs. Little did they know the most fearsome demon was right under their noses.
Indeed. So, let's hear the complete tale from your perspective.
Well done. You didn't let any details slip. Now, I wonder, what is your takeaway from this story? Answer me and I'll reveal the truth of what happened. Who was the real culprit behind the diminishing number of lambs?
I think we are gonna go through all these possible answers once we are done with this chapter through the gallery, because there are some very interesting alternative answers here. But let's go with the actual truth, or what he wants to hear for now.
Brilliant answer. You saw past the obvious. The true culprit was not the shepherd, but the white lambs who chose to follow his rules. The shepherd never forced them into anything. He merely presented a choice, a possibility. No one would have been killed if they simply refrained from making those wishes. Their greed and indifference were the cause of it all.
Now, also interesting to consider, the Fraxidus aim to liberate, in quotation marks, civilization from the Frenodians, but also from what I remember, the Sentinels. They want to let them make their own choices, which is very much in line with what Scar is telling us here. So even the Sentinels could be the position of the shepherd.
Now, my second question. What price did the lambs pay for their wishes?
I mean, the village is dead, so...
Of course, as always. Life was the most valuable thing they had to offer. Here's my final question. What happened to the Black Lamb? Don't rush, Rover. Take your time. What is the truth you've uncovered?
I really like this scene. Both of them standing in symmetry, both of them having their eyes covered by hair. And this gets even more interesting if you play the male Rover, because they really seem like mirrors in that moment. So, and we know that Kuro is really careful with their cinematography and trying to tell us stuff through that alone. Understandable. Also, once again, no sign of any smile on Scar's face. He is once again being very serious. Obviously not this one. Obviously he doesn't agree that the flock was deceived. As you just told us, it was their choice.
The shepherd was granting wishes by sacrificing the lives of lambs. The flock found out the truth but chose to be his accomplices. And they willingly offered the Black Lamb as another sacrifice.
That's right!
Now, this is also interesting because if we are to take this literally and are to assume that Scar is the Black Lamb, that would mean he died in some form. Which I actually don't find that unlikely, because I actually think most of the Frexodus died in some shape or form. I mean, we know Frolova did for certain, and then returned in a human echo, human TD hybrid form. So that also opens the possibility that the same applies for the other Frexes. Yeah, exactly. Like Frolova.
Little lambs cowered and huddled in their village, terrified of the relentless wolf packs. Until a shepherd arrived, bearing the gift of wishes and providing shelter and sustenance.
Yeah.
Slowly, the shepherd gained control over the flock, and the lambs lived contented lives. But this is not the end of our story.
Control via favors.
The shepherd found the solitary black lamb in his flock and offered to grant any wish it desired. In exchange, he wanted one of its companions as a sacrifice.
Companions being a very important detail in this context.
The black lamb refused, and it was shunned by its flock, left without shelter or sustenance. After the black lamb's exile, more lambs continued to vanish. The shepherd then blamed the black lamb for breaking the rules and withheld his wish-granting power as punishment. From the very beginning, the lambs knew the risk of making wishes. They too could become sacrifices for those of others. But they always believed it wouldn't be them. Meanwhile, some lambs reasoned that since they had already risked being sacrificed for someone else's wish, it was then only fair to pass on that risk for a chance at fulfilling their own desires. And so they continued to play the game. They all knew the consequences, but chose to remain silent. Fearful, yet greedy, they followed the shepherd's orders and made wishes again and again.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting symbolism in here.
A brave black lamb spoke up, shattering the flock's facade, their illusion of a peaceful and happy life. Black lamb got in their way, and that of the shepherd's greedy pursuit, sparking hatred in their hearts. Suddenly, they could no longer ignore the blood and ashes of past sacrifices littering the ground.
And as it turns out, the shepherd is the precise thing that he protected the lambs from. Which also has interesting implications if we are to think about what this is actually talking about.
Rover?
But yeah, as I said, the mention of the Black Lamb's companions is very important in this context. Because that little fact doesn't match up with this story just being about the little girl. Because the little girl was alone. It didn't really have any... Well, I guess you could say she had companions, which is the person she... as we later learn, accidentally turned into a Tacit Discord. But I still think that specific fact makes it pretty obvious that this is talking about something completely different. Especially with Scar connecting himself to the Black Lamb instead of the little girl.
what really happened here? I suppose you already have it figured out?
Yeah, but so is reality. Reality is scary once you get behind the deeper truths.
The black lamb who rebelled against the rules, and the white lambs who succumbed to their greed. The innocent maiden sacrificed, and the villagers who turned on each other in a ruthless frenzy. They had it coming. All the shepherd had to do was execute the rebel. That's how he kept the flock in check and maintained the status quo.
Sadly, that is the case. Very insensitive question by Rover in this position.
Fun answer, but no. Not even close.
And we are back to the standoff scene. Once again drawing a mirrored connection between the two of us.
I was never the shepherd. Never will be. You and I, we are the black lamb. The one who breaks the rules.
And now Scar himself draws the connection between the two of us. Which is very interesting because he specifically said we and Scar are very similar, are in the same position. So what does that say about Scar, considering what we know about us? That would be interesting to know if it is, but I don't know. I'm not that familiar with quotes by philosophers. We are the black lamb, the one who breaks the rules. Also interesting that he uses the singular form, the black lamb, instead of black lambs. But then we come with he who fights too long against dragons becomes a dragon himself. Implying that Scar in his righteous pursuit in his eyes has become the same as the one he seeks revenge on. Which also can then be turned against us. Those who fight the Fraxidus for too long become similar to the Fraxidus. Which is a situation that many people in the community currently are in. Because there's so much hate against the Grand Architect that they are dangerously close to the ideology of the Fraxidus. Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster, and when you look into an abyss, the abyss also looks into you. Yep, that sounds very similar. So it is probably based on that.
Interesting, Rover. I'm liking you more and more.
And Scar seems to agree with that quote.
Well then, let's see if this black
at least to some degree
is going to end up like you say.
Yeah, we certainly hit an interesting spot there that he reacted this way. And now it comes to confrontation. Now he is allowed to have some fun. And we have a completely created sonorosphere by Scar. Out of thin air.
Welcome to the realm of endless chaos.
Chaos, interesting word.
Now is your time to think, Rover. What is the right path to take?
Very good question. Yeah, Encore is very interesting. And from what I've heard in the previous versions of the story for the closed beta test, Encore was actually related to Scar. She was his little sister from what I remember. But since it's closed beta lore, it could be non-canon, or it could be canon and we just don't know about it yet. Yeah, exactly. It is fascinating to think about that was an intended connection between the two. But also makes sense that she is so connected to sheep.
found us already.
Yeah, I know about that specific sibling relationship. I got at least that far.
Shake and shiver, blink an eye. A flock of lambs comes passing by. Fleece of white, black, and red. Who's the sweetest one ahead?
Talking about the Frexiters as lambs, meaning they also just follow along.
Strike from
Watch
the
out, my dear. Your pioneers are lying at your feet. Don't look back. Join them on this right path, and I've got a scorchingly delightful welcome for you up ahead.
Another interesting implication, calling them pioneers to us.
Don't rush. One slip, and you'll shatter to pieces.
Yeah, exactly. We were once your waystones. Another thing that he foreshadowed in some way. Oh, oops. Ah, almost got it.
Leave it to me. I sense your weakness.
In many ways, Scar is the one
Fury
person that
boils. As you
tells
wish.
us what to expect from this game.
Inferno. Testing output.
Speed. Such brutality. Can't you see? We are kindred spirits after all.
Once again, connecting him to us.
Don't be so quick to deny it. Now that I have you here standing before me, I'd love to hear your answers. Tell me, do you want to be the rule-setting shepherd or the rule-breaking black lamb?
Implying that we have a
If
choice to
sane
become
person
both.
manages to survive in a realm of lunatics, would you call them the last one of reason? Or the sole apostle? Think about it. The shepherd is not the preordained embodiment of truth. Once he is gone for good, the black lamb can reclaim the trust of its herd.
Meaning he is very aware that he is fulfilling the role of
Eventually,
antagonist.
there will be none left to be victims or oppressors.
Followed up by a quote that seems almost contradictory. Reclaiming its place among the flock, but then everything being gone, with no victims or oppressors.
Let me be your blade. Please.
Ow.
I'm okay. Deference!
Ow.
Let the winds roar. Swift and resolute. The hour is upon us. Disperse.
Who needs healing?
Fury boils. Burn. Burn to ashes. Inferno.
Let me be your blade. Hey! Please.
Shape the shapeless. Swift and resolute. The end has come.
Rover!
Such a pesky girl.
Another implication that whatever Yang Yang is doing is not part of the plan, meaning it gets even less likely that Yang Yang is the Grand Architect, unless Scar is acting against the Grand Architect in this case.
Rover? Rover! I shattered Scar's illusion. That should have injured him.
Oh, should I thank you for showing me mercy?
Stay away from her.
And there's Rolova.
Didn't you promise to leave me some alone time with Rover?
Very interesting that the first people from the antagonistic group that we meet are a man and a woman. The same pairing as our protagonists.
With one condition. I do hope you haven't let that slip from your mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't be so sure that she still cares about seeing them.
Don't let your improvisation trouble others.
Actually, have you seen what message you get from Rolova if you pick her for your birthday greeting? She essentially says, you're expecting a present from me? How about you wait here and wait for me to get something? After all, waiting itself can be a present. Which is extremely funny how savage she is to Rover.
Look at you, rushing in to protect your precious, perfect movement. No worries. I know all the do's and don'ts. I don't need you to tell me what to do. Rover, it seems our happy little date must come to an end.
Interesting voice crack in this at this spot.
But don't forget my sincere reminders.
Once again, telling us this was a warning. This is relevant. This was not just some story.
Let me know what you choose. An unexpected gift? An honest and open exchange? Or a highly risky gamble?
And the facade is back on.
The choice is yours. I know how smart you are. You won't make a hasty decision.
Implying he knows more about us than he let on. He acted like this is the first time we are meeting him, but he seems to know a bit more about us.
We'll meet again. In the not too distant future.
They're gone. Should we go after them?
Silly little wink.
No. Don't worry. I'm okay. Scar's resonance abilities appear to involve teleportation and the manipulation of space. He trapped me in confinement, and I could only sense that it wasn't far from here.
Now, interesting that they are specifically focusing on teleportation and manipulation of space as for Scar's powers, isn't it?
It took me some time to break that barrier. Sorry, Rover. If only I could have reached you sooner.
No, it's fine that you took your time. It was a very interesting conversation.
Brother. Brother.
And the return of the ball-like Tessa Discord.
Why are you here, little one? I've never seen any tacit discord display such vivid emotions. The brother had mentioned. Could it be...
Another hint that things might not be as they seem. Especially when it comes to the people's knowledge about Tessa Discords.
Yes, that is a possibility, since Scar had been here before.
Here they are implying that Scar could be the brother it is talking about.
Let's talk about it later. Rover, can you fill me in on what happened? seems all the tragedies in Tea Tree Village were linked to that ritual. Making up stories based on real life to support his twisted beliefs? That does sound like something he might do.
I don't know, he didn't seem that unreasonable.
We cannot take his words for granted. Now, we must locate where the ritual took place and see for ourselves.
And this is where the player has to make a choice. Do we believe Yang Yang that we shouldn't trust Scar?
What's
Or
the
do we
matter?
believe Scar that we shouldn't trust the other people? Who is to say which one is right?
Two distinct frequencies of tacit discords. I see. I can feel it in the streams. Over there. Follow me.
In the south.
They are unharmed. Please rest assured. As you anticipated, Scar did not try to kill them. Yes, I stayed out of it like you asked.
And especially, how are we supposed to trust a faction that is observing us around the time? All around the time. Which, to be fair, the Frexiters are probably also doing, but this doesn't make them any better or worse. It makes both sides equally suspicious.
Is everything all right on your end? Please be sure to stay safe, my lady.
Now, not to say that I distrust
Over.
Jinchi, but
Do you
yeah.
the plaque we found
We
earlier?
will claim that later.
The one broken in half. Yes, as I thought. I just felt a similar vibration from that direction. Please follow me.
It's the missing half. We can piece them together now.
A smaller fragment of the wooden plaque with mysterious carvings, possibly used in ancient rituals. The meaning of the patterns is unknown. I mean, TV is always a good choice.
Wind guide me.
But we made it through most of it. Just a little bit more to go. Very interesting pillar, isn't it? Doesn't it remind you of some things?
Look, the water is going down. I can't believe it. There is such a big opening down here. How odd. This place should have been soaked in water, but everything is dry here. Even the vegetation is thriving. Did Scar do this? Given his powers, it doesn't seem too hard for him.
Which is an interesting implication that they are proposing that Scar protected this diary entry. Specifically. Or potentially even closed off this second tacit mark. Because having two of them in the same place essentially is pretty dangerous.
That tree. It's stunning. It's almost eerily enchanting.
Please, save us.
Interesting change in voice.
Are you trying to tell us about something hidden here?
And once again, the Tacit Discord displaying a bit more intelligence than we are led to believe.
Where did it go? Oh, is that a diary?
And of course, this heavily implying that those are the remains of the girl from the village who wrote the diary entries. So, time to read some very interesting pieces of information that many people who don't want to read that much miss out on, and therefore get a different view on the story. June 19th. Today a strange man came to our village. He said to call him brother, if I didn't mind. So, yeah, it is confirmed that brother is talking about Scar. He was really friendly, but for some reason he seemed different from the people in my village. He seemed to know a lot about me, even telling me that we were of the same kind. The same thing he did to us. Meaning, once again, Scar possesses some sort of knowledge that we wouldn't expect from him. And combined with his remark of this being the beginning of Jinzhou, of his story in Jinzhou, that has some interesting implications, which I will talk about later. He told me a really strange fairy tale. The ending of the fairy tale was kind of scary, but reality was even scarier, he said. He then asked, "What would you do if you were the little black lamp?" Before I could think of a reply, he had already left with a cryptic, "See you next time." I told father about it, but he said no one like that had ever visited our village. Who could he be? Very interesting stuff. Very interesting details indeed. And I really hope they are revisiting the story. Because depending on how exactly that ties in with the rest of his activities and his statements, this could once again be used for some very interesting theories. July 20th, so 1 month later. Sorry, I'm so sorry. If only I weren't so weak, I could have driven away those tested discords. If Sissy didn't have to protect me. There must be a way. Father said I can manipulate the frequencies of tested discords. And humans. Very interesting. Meaning we have a resonator that resonates with humans and tested discords. Which then draws a connection between the two. Yeah. The question is, why is it specifically tested discords and humans? Sissy, I'm so sorry you look like this now. It's only temporary. I'll do everything I can do to return you to what you were before. I know you can still hear me. Father promised me he'll surely find a way to help. Yeah, Kalcharo is also tied to tested discords. Though not directly to humans in what we are told, but I also have some theory how exactly it works in his case. But isn't it fascinating that the little girl from Chichi village from Huanglong has a extremely similar situation than Frolova? Once again with humans that are now currently tested discords that they try to return to what they formerly were. In combination with the ability to manipulate the frequencies of tested discords and humans, that has some interesting implications. And it's also one of the reasons why, before we got the Frolova arc, many people believed this is where the Fraxidus recruited Frolova. Me included. December 17th. It's been 3 months since that incident. Father doesn't seem to remember I'm still keeping a diary. He gave the notebook to me, but if he found out I'd been writing about everything, he'd be so mad. I mean, X-Ray would just be analyzing human frequencies. Manipulating human frequencies means changing humans. In a either physical or mental form. So either brainwashing or completely changing their physical appearance or even body. He orders me to do what he says and use my power to recombine frequencies of tested discords. But yeah, the leader of the village seemingly wanted to do the exact same of, or very similar thing that Trolova did in recombining frequencies of tested discords, meaning either creating tested discords, which, why would he do that, or returning tested discords to what the frequencies they are made from originally were, which is an interesting goal. And honestly, also one I think the Fraxiters are trying to achieve. I know they have told us their goal is to gain power by combining humans and tested discords, but isn't it also possible that they are doing that precisely to stabilize the tested discords and get closer to what they were previously? But if anyone finds out about the truth that Sissy who went missing actually died trying to protect me, and then I turned her into a horrifying tested discord, they will see me as a monster. I will be banished and no one will ever understand or accept me with what I can do. No one, except him, except Scar. But will that really come back through frequency manipulation? And if so, what would happen to their shattered souls trapped inside their new bodies? I really don't know. So essentially, she's a necromancer. She can revive, in quotation marks, people by raising them as tested discords. Which once again is another connection of people turning into tested discords after death. Which I think is also once again mentioned later in Renisita. Which then in turn, once again, makes you question just what are the tested discords we are fighting? February 8th. Every day I feel more and more uneasy. The people in the village are disappearing, and those tested discords father has brought back. I can't shake the feeling that something is very wrong. But I'm trapped, like a moth to the flame, and unable to escape this dark path. So apparently, what he was doing was turning people into tested discords. Why? That's a good question. I don't know what my father did. It must have been something terrible for the tension and unease here. I'm not allowed outside anymore, and when I ask why, he brushes it off. If the price for my wish to come true is more bloodshed, Yeah, it is pretty clear that the father is the shepherd in at least one of the interpretations of the story. But since he is the leader of the village, it doesn't really fit that well, since the shepherd supposedly came from outside and began granting wishes. So unless he became the leader a while ago, before the girl even entered the village, the story doesn't fully match up. Sorry. Meaning there is still another interpretation of the story we are missing. And then lastly, without a date, the villagers have surrounded our house. They must have learned about it all. The murderer, is that what they call me now? Or perhaps my father too? At this point, what difference does it make? After all that has happened, can someone come and save me? If I must pay the price for Chi-Chi village. If there is a god, I hope they can save my village. At the end of the last diary entry, you see a message in another handwriting. It seems you are the luckier one. This is the most fascinating line in the entire arc or chapter. Because this implies that Scar experienced the exact same thing. Yes, exactly, luckier one. They are one and the same, but the girl had a better outcome than he himself. Because as we later learn, everyone in this village got saved in some way. They didn't actually kill themselves. But then, what is Scar talking about? Does that mean he comes from a different timeline, from a different version of this world, where they actually did do that to each other? And what does it say about Scar? Because if he is from a different timeline, then that means there should be someone just like him in this world. A strange diary filled with childish and broken handwriting. It emanates a strange mix of resonator and tested discords. By the way, I'm pretty sure we have this diary still in our inventory, no matter how far along the story we are. So we can at any time reread those entries. Yeah, here.
That girl just wanted to save her village. But those sacrifices didn't lead to redemption. I guess the tacit discord we saw stayed here to convey her last wishes. Please excuse me. It's getting a bit too cold here. Can we head back now?
Interesting, interesting.
Sorry, Rover. I didn't feel comfortable down there.
Yeah. But I have to check something, but there is the possibility that there is a bit more behind what she's saying here.
The air was heavy in that place, without any wind to speak of. But I could still feel so many emotions and desperate cries for help. I couldn't handle it.
Or it is more possible that that is just everything there is to it. After all, Yang Yang is capable of reading the frequencies in the air around her, so she did probably get a lot more emotional input than we
The
did.
villagers were a complex mix of emotions. Hope, resentment, and despair. And as I read the diary, I could feel the intense sorrow and longing of its owner. What was the diary's owner longing for? Was it the peaceful life she once had? Or did she miss her only family? The person who pushed her towards such a tragic end? My apologies. I got lost in thoughts again. I wish I could say such tragedies won't happen again, but I still lack the confidence to make that claim. It was tragedies like this that made me want to become an outrider. To become someone with the strength to stop them from ever happening again. I cannot stop the lament, but at least I should do everything in my power to help those affected by it.
And yeah, I genuinely trust her. I know she doesn't tell us, she probably doesn't tell us everything there is to it, but I really don't think she's the Grand Architect. That doesn't feel right.
Really? Thank you, Rover.
Although she seems to be a bit surprised.
Dwelling on it won't do us any good. Let's go. I'll compile a report on what happened here and send it in along with the clues we've gathered. Yes, let's go back. Together.
And with that, we've completed Act 3. Yeah, recommended quests. Dailies. Leveling up resonators and weapons. We can do that, I guess.
Let me be there for everyone. As we head...
Let's reach farther destinations
Yeah, it's
together.
leveling her up. Yeah, that's the interesting part. We are collecting that lore. It is not lost. You don't have to replay it to get another look at it. That's why your backpack is a very important... God. Forgot English. It keeps track of your journey. So maybe once or twice take another look in on what is in there. Yeah, we're gonna do this stuff later. And Act 4. Yep, Union XP and Union level up. Level... Ooh, 9. Almost at level 10. Hey, character quest Ling Yang. Oh, Chisha. This one's new. What's up?
Here's the thing. We could really use your help with this ongoing case. We've been getting a lot of missing persons reports recently.
Oh, I think this one's...
Nobody ever saw those people assaulted or anything. They just vanished.
This one is probably Yinlin.
Some of those people are even resonators, or they've served in the military. Since you're always coming and going from the city, can you help me watch out for anything weird or suspicious? Thank you so much. Knew I could count on you. Ring me up when you spot anything sus, yeah? Laters.
Laters, okay. Yeah, that's Yinlin. We're gonna do that at a later point. Yeah, delivery is the one thing that they really needed to improve.
Never heard of them before. They said they have a solution, but how? This is very suspicious, no matter how I look at it. Guess I'll just go and see for myself.
One thing I've noted about Kuro, they are pretty good at placing information that clearly will become important at a later point, next to information that is relevant at the precise moment you are in the story at, which leads to people overlooking those important pieces of information and only remembering the ones that are currently relevant. And I think that is very much intended by them. Basically hiding secrets in plain sight.
Wind guide me.
Where? Up there? Or? Ah, right. But obviously, if you're doing that, you still have to deliver a good story so people keep paying attention to your game and don't just quit.
Leave it to me.
Exactly.
No hesitation.
Let me be your blade.
Precipitant!
Soulface Ascension. I am really curious about this one because I remember some little details about this being very interesting, but I don't have it recorded, so this is one of the most interesting parts of replaying this game from a new account. Boss challenges, yeah. Yeah, we promise we deliver, interesting. Okay, nothing yet for level 10. Alright, because level up is at level 20, I think. Yeah. 20, 40 and 60 is a quest.
Something you need?
But yeah, all those pieces of information placed by Kuro in the 1.x story is precisely why I'm a bit disappointed about people saying Renacita was a reboot and 1.x is basically not really canon. Because that is absolutely not the case. It is clearly the foundation of everything they want to do in the future. Okay, but let's do what I said I would do. Let's go to the gallery, main story. Ominous Star. Yeah, that's the major problem gacha gamers don't like to read, which is why the Film Festival Dreaming Deep event was so regarded as a bad event, even though it is filled with fascinating pieces of potential lore. Okay, tell your theory to what happened. So, what else does he have to say? Shepherd. Indeed, the direct culprit was the Shepherd. That's probably one of the most picked answers. Especially since it's the top one. Yeah, and I think it is also part of the intended experience by Kuro that those who are a bit more into reading and working themselves into the deep lore to tell about it to other people, similar to the Souls community, where it is also very much intended for lore creators to hold other people up to date. He held all the power fulfilling wishes at a price. The lambs knew the risk, and the rest is the same. No, it is not. If they are given another chance, I believe they will still choose the same path. Inevitably, they accepted their fate and paid the price when their time came. Now, the option we took. The Shepherd never forced them into anything. He merely presented a choice, a possibility. No one would have been killed if they simply refrained from making those wishes. They agreed in the difference were the cause of it all. And, lastly, the Black Lamb. Oh, so you're siding with the White Lambs, blaming it all on the one who challenged the status quo. Haha, but another version of the story, the Black Lamb got to unleash its vengeful wrath upon the flock, and the Shepherd eventually became the new, eventually becoming the new rule maker. Another version of the story, huh? Very interesting quote in context of what we just discussed. And if you take all of these together, is that the kind of ending you were hoping to hear? In another version of the story, the Black Lamb got to unleash its vengeful wrath. No one would ever have been killed if they simply refrained from making those wishes. They agreed and indifference were the cause of it all. If they were given another chance, I believe they would still choose the same path. You can take those three quotes from those different answers and connect them to a continuous answer. Which I find fascinating, because this could be a glimpse into Scar's mind concerning the matter. And really cements the possibility that he is from another timeline where things didn't quite go as they did in our timeline. Yeah. The different answer possibility with different pieces of information, I kinda miss them, because nowadays important stuff like this isn't in those answers anymore. Yeah, that's probably another reason why they stopped doing it, because people just don't put in the effort to notice stuff like this, so it is kinda wasted. I mean, it's the same thing with what we discovered last time, that if you pick specific options during the tutorial quest, you get, or, well, introduction to the main story, you get very interesting pieces of lore that you don't get otherwise. Like resonators usually only being a few more years older than normal people, so around 100 years. So, was there any difference in here? The life was the most valuable thing they had to offer. Everything they owned, but that's what they wanted in the first place. Why would they trade their wealth for a wish that they were risking lives for when they were risking lives for it anyway? And their sincerity, they must have poured their sincerity into it, no doubt. But that's not much of a price, is it? So, then let's see what... Yeah, that's the one that we chose. Was granting wishes by sacrificing the lives of lamb. The frog found out the truth but chose to be his accomplices. That's right, that's the version that he knows. Which is also probably the version that he experienced himself. The shepherd was granting wishes by sacrificing the lives of lambs. The flock never found out about it. They were deceived into believing the black lamb was their culprit. I've seen a lot of streamers pick this option, interestingly, because it's a bit less depressing by still not being naive. Almost there, Rover. So close but not actually it. And then they survived along all the other lambs, which is the option that completely baffles Scar. The shepherd was granting wishes by sacrificing the lives of lambs. The flock never found out about it. Someone came to their rescue and they all made it out alive. Pfft, really? You're such a good little lamb. So innocent, so sweet. Do you really believe a hero would show up and save the day? Yeah, they do have. And this, once again, is very close to one of the current topics. What about the people that don't get saved by a hero, by a savior? So once again, tying in with stuff Scar talked about. And ironically, even though he scoffs at that answer, that is more or less what happened in this case. Yeah, exactly. So, okay, was there anything else? I don't think so. No, that's the end. Okay. Then I guess let's move on.
Speeding up.
By actually Celeste. Ah, never mind. We have to be level 11, which shouldn't be that hard. Is there anything?
Speeding up.
Yeah, let's do this one. Wait. Where do we have to? Where do we have to go? I'm a bit confused. Wait, wasn't it? Huh. Oh well, I guess not.
Speeding up.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm glad you could join.
Speeding
And
up.
thank you very much for the discussions. They were very fun and very fruitful. So, have a nice rest of your evening and see you next time. Wasn't there? There we go.
Speeding up. This should suffice for a while.
We will get to see him again
Against the
soon enough.
winds.
I'm sure.
Tempest.
Okay, this one, and interesting. This one, and finally there we go.
Better than nothing.
Thank you. Bye.
What a nuisance. As you wish. Feel my wrath.
Let me be your blade. Shape the shapeless.
Swift and resolute. Huh. No hesitation. An unexpected discovery.
Should probably just do dailies. Should be a lot faster. There we go. Yeah. But first, get the teleporter. Yeah, come on. You can do it. Okay, we want to go there, so we have to end up here, which means we need to go there and there. We only reach from here, so we want to go here. And bam.
Cherish every gain.
Okay,
Wind guide me.
easy enough.
Remnants of the past.
Okay, another chest down there.
Leave it to me. The hour is upon us.
Let me be your blade. Tempest! Storm! Hear my command!
Nice.
This should suffice for a while. Beware. Hey! Ha! Ha! Tempest!
Fury boils. As you wish. Inferno!
Be gone. Wasn't there a chest up here? Yeah.
Feel my wrath!
Let me be your blade. Deference! Shape the shapeless!
Oh, what happened here? That doesn't look good. Ah, there we go.
Swift and resolute. The end has come.
Useless idiots!
Let me be your blade. Speeding up. Speeding up.
Okay. Actually, can we... Do we have enough? Yeah, easily. Let's see what we get.
Greetings, Rover. I will escort you for the time being.
Okay, Sanwa. Okay. Should probably
Speeding
do
up.
the flight quest at some point.
Beware. Serenade! Please.
Swift and resolute. Moment of resonance. No hesitation.
Let me be your blade. something you need?
Man, playing these initial characters really makes you appreciate the combat system. It's so fluid, it's so smooth. Okay. One, two. Yeah. And a three. Oops. There we go.
Better than nothing.
I guess let's do also. Let's
What a
do
nuisance.
this one. There you go.
Burn! Feel my wrath!
Let me be your blade. Storm, hear my command.
We did get a lot of
Swift and resolute.
stuff out of it.
Moment
There
of
are a lot
resonance.
of interesting implications. The most interesting thing is that there is the possibility that Scar is
Strike from
actually
the
from a different timeline of sorts, because he
Let me
seems
be
to
your
have
blade.
knowledge about a different version of the events in the village that are very evidently not how it happened in our world.
Shape the shapeless.
So it's going to be interesting to find out if there's anything to that.
Swift and resolute.
No, you don't.
I sense your weakness. The end has come.
Fury boils, as you wish. Inferno, burn to ashes!
Let me be your blade.
And currently I'm just doing some stuff to
Storm,
get to
hear my command.
to Union level 11 so we can do the next main quest.
Speeding up. This should suffice for a while. Beware.
Hello there.
Swift and resolute.
See.
Strike from the shadows. Ha! 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 The hour is upon us.
Yeah, also that, but also him being a complete stranger to the village in our world, based on the diary of the
Let me
little
be
child.
your blade. Tempest.
And despite that,
Shape the
Scar talking
shapeless.
about what happened in the village from a very personal perspective.
Fury boils, as you wish. Feel my wrath! Inferno!
Let me be your blade.
Swift and resolute.
And the last one.
I can't believe this.
Okay. Is that gonna be enough? Not quite. Is there anything here already, or is it all just for the Ying story? It is, okay. Not relevant for the moment.
Let me be there
Okay,
for
what's
everyone.
What else do we have?
As we head toward our shared future, leaving the past behind.
Can we even equip the 4 stars yet? Remove. I guess we can. Alright. Ah, right, and we did get an upgrade. I will do essentially everything, including companion quests and side stories, because there are some that have some really interesting information, so I don't want to exclude others in case I missed something about them. But not today. Probably in a dedicated cleanup stream after finishing the 1.0 story. Alright, we didn't complete this page. I see. Okay, that's gonna take a while to get there. And we got the next main quest. Nice. Let's just get the teleporter and then we can continue. Yeah, exactly. And specifically the exploration quest for the mine was extremely badly translated when I played it, so I essentially didn't get anything from it. So I really want to replay that and see if they fix the translation.
Leave it to me. One more
Ouch.
time. Moment of resonance.
Fury boils. Inferno. As you wish. Silence.
Let me be your blade.
Let the winds roar.
Man, Tune Break is so nice as an
Something
addition
unique?
to the combat system. Okay. Let's continue.
How did it go? Anyone hurt? Let me check on you. Phew, you're still in one piece. Okay, okay. Anything new about the tokens? So those Fraxidus goons are here in Jinzhou now? Things are more serious than I thought. Beats me. I've only ran into some bozos before. Those wackos are hell-bent on making their own resonators. Said there's no right or wrong when it comes to resonance powers, and everyone should have the right to them.
But with what goal in mind are they doing that? That is the question.
They use mechanical manipulation to integrate parts of tacit discords into human bodies.
And if they believe that is the way to create resonators, what does that say about the natural occurrence of resonators?
Seeking power with such gruesome acts. I cannot bring myself to understand them.
That Scar guy you mentioned sounds like he's on a whole other level. How did the fight go?
It seems he didn't intend to kill us. I would even say he was pulling his punches.
Very much so.
I don't know what he wants from us. But Madam Magistrate may have intended to hint something by letting us run into him.
I still can't wrap my head around what happened in that village. I went over the files. That case is ancient. It was dealt with and archived way before our current magistrate took office.
And here we get to another very vague time placement by Kuro. Because ancient can mean a number of things. I mean, the one thing we know is that Jinji became magistrate 3 years ago during the battle beneath the crescent. So it should be quite a while before 3 years ago. But it could still be 13 years, 50 years, 100 years, who knows? Well, not quite 100 years, because we kinda got confirmation that Jinjo existed when the village was around.
What happened to the village in the end?
Don't worry. The crooks were brought to justice and most of the villagers were relocated to new settlements.
But who were the crooks in this
I
case?
didn't find anything in the files about that little girl you mentioned.
And that's the other interesting part.
So Scar really did take her away.
And if he did, what happened to her? Because, as we now know, it is not Frodova. So, who is that girl? Where is she? What is her role in all of this?
I agree. If only we could capture him.
I'm so lost. Why did Madam Magistrate point you to Chi-Chi Village anyway? What did she want to tell you with that?
And that Scar went there to tamper with the site and mislead you with fake clues.
Who's to say that they were fake?
You mean...
Yeah, or maybe it's the other way around. Exactly.
If Fraxidus was planning to tell you something about what had happened in that village, then our magistrate intercepted by leading you there before they could?
Yeah, exactly.
Madam Magistrate knew they were going to lure you to the village, and she knew they weren't planning to kill you. Her token was a warning that the Fraxidus had their eyes on you.
Yeah, but really interesting that the game is giving us this possibility and perspective.
How so?
That the Fraxidus wanted to show and tell us something very specific. And that Jinji and or Changli were aware of that. And still allowed us to play along instead of just sending us another way.
Yes, I agree. Knowing their plans, Madam Magistrate would have prepared countermeasures for the worst scenario.
I don't think I follow.
The legendary figure who changed Jinjo's history? A looming war with the resurrecting Threnodian, and the Fraxidus acting in the shadows. If all of these have something to do with your true identity, then who exactly are you?
That would be the question. And that's the only answer that currently matters.
Yes, you will always be the Rover we know, no matter what.
That same old TD-eating, echo-munching Rover, all right. Come to think of it, the sundial's the last token we need to work out.
Mr. Mortefi said it's an intricate puzzle box. Madam Magistrate might have hid a real message inside. Yes, it's the South, represented by the vermilion bird, one of the 4 symbols. Now we have the Shichen of Wei and vermilion bird. We should be able to solve the puzzle.
So Rover, you gonna try it now?
Symbols on the larger disc
Oops.
represent time, and we need to align the correct symbol with this pointer. It should be...
Way.
It's working. And now, symbols on the smaller disc represent direction. And we need to align the correct symbol with this pointer. It should be... We have Tielong of the East, White Tiger of the West, vermilion bird of the south, and black tortoise of the north. According to the clues we've gathered, it should be.
Actually, what exactly happens if you pick the wrong one? I don't really remember.
It's not working. I guess it's not the white tiger.
It's never Ling Yang. But instead it is Changli, the vermilion bird.
Wow, you really solved it!
The location of Jinzhou's Grand Library.
Wait, I don't think it's something we're allowed to see. Quick, Yang Yang! We should turn around.
Man, I'm really looking forward to reading stuff in the Grand Library about the deep lore about Jinzhou and Huanglong. Man, it's gonna be so interesting. Why should you?
It's gotta be some super confidential stuff Madam Magistrate's written for Rover's eyes only. As public servants, well, even though we're both just reservists, we know there are rules to follow.
Chuzia has a point. I see. The grand libraries in Huanglong are renowned for their vast databases, holding valuable information about the regions they represent. Their exact locations are kept confidential, but it is believed they hold answers to all questions one could ask.
Chisha, what is that expression? Close your mouth.
The grand libraries are vital for Huanglong's data security, managed by the regional sentinels, accessible only to the magistrates. They're rarely open to the public.
Which is a shame.
Kinda like a big piggy bank inside the city hall, data-wise.
Yes, you will find the most comprehensive and accurate information there.
Then let me read it.
Rover, if you need to visit the Grand Library in Jinzhou to find out who you are, I think it suggests two things. First, there is a strong link between your past and Jinzhou's history.
Yes, that much is clear by now.
Second, you must be a really significant person.
So you're
Yeah, also
super
pretty
important to Jinzhou, maybe even all of
obvious.
Huanglong. Wow, I think we stumbled upon a real big shot when we didn't even know it.
But hey, maybe we'll learn a bit more about Rover's role in Huanglong in general once we return there.
What's
Something
the
to
matter,
look forward
Rover?
to.
Something wrong with the sundial? It is Jinzhou's political center, and it's also located at the city center, if that's what you mean. The city hall was built when Jinzhou was established. It's a popular landmark for locals giving directions. Why do you ask, Rover?
Oh, nothing in particular.
See, what did I say? Covert ops. Real confidential stuff going on. Come on, Yang Yang. It's just a one-on-one meeting with Madam Magistrate. What's the worst that could happen? Relax, relax.
Indeed.
I guess you're right. Still, please be careful. We'll be waiting for you.
Act 4. Okay. Man, Jinzhou is so advanced compared to Startorch Academy. The elevator is completely automatic. Time for one of the last tedious parts of the 1.0 story. Jinzhou is home to one of Huanglong's unique database centers, managed by the Sentinel and controlled by the Jinzhou Magistrate. It uses time as an index and precisely records information related to the city's establishment, making it a comprehensive and objective resource. The class books of Jinzhou, stored in the City Hall, hold important data collected since ancient times. This vast database holds answers to any question one may have about Huanglong's history. And yet, they don't answer anything. Sure, we're gonna be fine. Who needs to level up their characters anyway?
A hidden passage. As I expected. That must be the entrance to the database. A part of the building is submerged. I should be able to find the hidden path underwater. It seems I have a puzzle to solve. Guess I will check on the mechanism in the middle first. I see. The control panel here does look like a musical instrument, but 5 music notes seem to be missing. So to gain access to the database, I will need to recover the 5 missing notes stored in those sonodiscs. What is that sound coming from behind the symphodi?
Bit of a silly contraption.
This must be one of the missing notes. Now, how do I connect it with the symphodi? Part of the score holder just lit up. As I expected. The drum over there seems to have unlocked. A bell just raised out of the water.
1.0 voice acting.
So that's what it meant by having the bells guide my path. A new walkway has shown up. I must have solved the first puzzle. Seems I will need to look for more sonodiscs in there.
But... was this one? No. That's... for later. Yeah. It is also fascinating to compare the change in voice for the rover.
Inside the city hall? No, they are not real. They must be some kind of digital simulation. It seems they are the guards here. Interesting how I'm not hearing sirens despite having destroyed every one of them.
Well,
apart from the simulated tacit discords, it's unusually quiet in this place.
So yeah, if you listen to Male Rover in the early quests and compare it to Male Rover now, the voice changes actually quite a bit. But to the better. And I think it's probably the same for Female Rover, though I didn't play her much. Multiply 54 with 4/3 for the frequency you seek. Find this note in the rest while the profit is beyond reach. 54 times 4/3, so 15 times 4, which is 60.
I suppose it's telling me where I can find the next sonodisc. I think it mentioned a direction. What does that last sentence mean, though? That sound. It's coming from the west. This is the second sonodisc. I should bring it to the symphodi.
But what exactly was the purpose of the little math equation?
The water level just dropped again. There's another 2 drums, one in the east and another in the west. I may find more sonodiscs down there.
Indeed. Anything else over there? Doesn't look
Wind
like
guide
it.
me.
But there's a chest over there.
So this is the right way to go. I'm being fed just enough information to work out the puzzle. This does look like Miss Magistrate's doing.
Or what you consider the magistrates doing right now, before meeting Changli.
The drum on the other side has unlocked. Guess I'll go check on it before I leave, just to be safe. Another bell just rose up from the water, but it's still locked. I'll need to connect the passageways first.
Little optional puzzle here. And there we go. Thank you.
Cherish every gain.
The music I just heard, it must be the sonodisc.
You don't say.
Here it is. Time to deal with the guards. Jinzhou's City Hall is the political hub, while the Grand Library holds vital data. Considering how I just took out all those guards, this place is oddly underprotected. If my guess is correct, the magistrate may have other plans for me.
Which is
Anyway, I'll keep going.
Which is interesting dialogue considering
I've
we
retrieved
know
the third
they had
sonodisc.
a talk to
Time to
Jinji
head
before.
back.
So they are aware of the plan, but still talk like this. Which could be one of the reasons it feels a bit stiff, because it is staged to fool any onlookers, including us. But that's probably just looking for excuses.
Another platform. The bells will lead my path. Huh. I'll go work out the passageways.
Alright, that's how we got there.
This feeling. I am being watched. Must be another sonodisc. This is the 4th missing note. Almost there. Now the water is all gone. One last note to go.
Last check to see if there are any chests we missed. Maybe over there, but doesn't look like it. I think that's the mandatory way.
This is the last one. They've prepared quite the welcome for me.
Ah, that's not fair.
Let me be your blade.
Deference!
Please.
Swift and resolute. Moment of resonance.
Be gone! Another one.
One with the sounds.
Fury boils! Inferno! As you wish! Silence!
Let me be your blade. Storm, hear my command. Please.
Swift and resolute. Ha! The hour
And
is
there we
upon
go.
us. I have the last sonodisc ready. Time to go back to the Symphodi.
We did
now
it!
I should have
Yee.
access to the database.
Okay. Are you all ready for the biggest troll Kuro has ever done towards the lore community? Because I will never forget what they did here in the upcoming scene. In front of us we have the Grand Library, Jinjo's center of information about the region. Exactly what a lore person would want to dig deeper into. And in front of us is the terminal to interacting with it. However,
So this is the Grand Library. It's said to hold the answers to every question imaginable.
we get trapped in a cutscene with the terminal in front of us. And we got nothing, but this terminal is marked as an interactable object. And we are never able to interact with it, but it is interactable. Which is the most frustrating thing in the entire game. Because they could just have not put this little sparkle on it. But they did, which was a conscious decision. So unless they planned to give us something, but then changed it last second, this is purely for either immersion or for trolling.
I'm not seeing anyone here. I guess the magistrate is yet to arrive.
Yes, if you look closely, you get the little sparkle now and again. Hello! And those sparkles mean it is interactable. Either you can loot some things from it or you can interact with it to see it. I'm pretty sure you cannot enter this room again.
Well,
I have tried.
it wouldn't hurt to browse the archives for a bit as I wait for her to show up.
And immediate next cutscene.
Thank you for leading the way, Rover. What a magnificent place to set foot in. Extensive, exhaustive. Oh, how I want to carve the place inside out and blow it all to shreds. Huh. Thought you'd seem a bit more surprised. I wonder why.
And the thing is, even in this cutscene, it still has the glimmer as an interactable object.
So you've laid a trap for me.
And I don't think those things usually
Do you really think you
look
can
like that in the
trap
cutscenes.
me here?
I don't think they usually have the sparkle.
What a shame I can't stay and play with you a bit longer. Till we meet again, dear friends.
You're not going anywhere!
Also, suddenly completely
Leave it to
different
me.
behavior by Scar. once there are some other people present. He's now fully embracing the villain role.
No hesitation.
That's not fair.
Fury boils. Burn! Testing output. As you wish.
Let me be your blade.
Deference!
Please.
Swift and resolute. Ha! Ta! The hour is upon us. One with the sounds. Ha!
Yoink.
I sense your weakness. Ha! 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 Strike from the shadows.
Interesting that you can dodge that and still parry.
Ha!
That's fascinating.
Fury boils. Inferno. Silence. As you wish.
Let me be your blade. Storm, hear my command. Don't worry. Tempest, please.
Swift and resolute. Moment of resonance.
Maybe I should have leveled them up a bit. We are taking a bit longer than
Let me be your blade.
we probably should.
Serenade.
I guess we'll focus on Yang Yang for now. Surprised it didn't parry.
I can
Ow.
take it. I should give it my all.
Fury boils. Inferno. Burn to ashes. Burn.
Let me be your blade. Tempest, shape the shapeless. Hi. Please.
Swift and resolute. The end has come. Ha! One with the sound. Keep it together. Last chance. Ha! No hesitation.
Let me be your blade. Please.
Fury boils. As you wish.
Hey, this might actually get
Testing
a bit
out.
close.
Feel my wrath.
Maybe you should have
Safe
leveled
distance
up.
advised. Not bad.
Or use the healer.
Inferno.
Let me be your blade. Tempest. I'm okay. Serenade. Let the winds roar. Please.
Swift and resolute. The hour is upon us. Ha! Ha! Ha!
Let me be your blade. Tempest.
Huh? Hey. There.
Speeding up.
Ah, whatever.
Precipitant.
Fury boils. Burn. Burn to ashes. Testing output. Inferno.
Let me be your blade.
Almost there.
Shape the shapeless.
Oops. Ow.
Is this it? For me?
Alright, we have
Strike
those,
from
so
the shadows.
we should be fine.
No hesitation. Ha.
Okay, time for second phase. The black lamp enters the stage.
Did you just offer yourself up to be my prey? Now, it's just the two of us. Stow away that irrational anger of yours. I just have a friendly reminder for you. Seeing is not always believing. Why are you so sure they told you the truth? Don't jump to conclusions so soon.
Once again repeating his warning.
Oh, stubborn. Why can't you place some of that trust in me? Or do I have to crush you to make you behave for once?
Fury boils, as you wish.
Don't choke now.
Burn! Burn to ashes! Testing output.
Swift and resolute. The end has come.
Let me be your blade.
Tempest.
Don't know how many people know you can do this finisher move. Though usually you actually see the proper animation.
Hey, deference. Please,
No, you don't.
let the winds roar.
Fury boils. Inferno!
I mean, he did approach us without
Testing
being the black lamp. This is something
As
he
you
did
wish.
later.
Feel my wrath!
So,
Swift and resolute.
nope.
Ha! The hour is upon us.
Let me be your blade.
Freeze.
Tempest.
Fury boils. Inferno! Testing output. As you wish. Burn to ashes!
Bam.
Burn!
Let me be your blade.
Bam.
Shape the shapeless.
Okay, this animation really seems to be misaligned. Which is odd, because I know it wasn't in the past, or at least it isn't in the weekly challenge.
Let me be your blade. Please.
Fury boils. As you wish. Silence! Burn!
Swift and resolute. The end has come.
Hi! Ha! Deference! Storm! Hear my command!
Hey, we did it. On a serious note, I don't think Scar really cares if Rover is either with them or against them, but wants them to see something or things for themselves. Exactly. I'm not even sure if what Scar told us is in the interest of the Fraxidus. I think Scar has some agenda of his own. And we will have to see what that is exactly.
So you knew I was following you all along, huh?
Huh, that could be the case, that it's Studebreak that broke that
My Elysium
animation.
only breaks under coordinated attacks from both sides. I can never get rid of all these pesky little helpers around you, can I?
I guess we'll have to test that in the weekly boss fight.
So you've joined hands
If it's still broken.
against me with Miss Magistrate here. It does hurt my feelings, you know?
I have played the beginning part of PGR. I'm not quite sure how far I got, but I did play it a little bit, just to get a basic understanding of PGR's world. I don't really have the time to actively play it and look for lore in there.
You're always so
And I
popular.
do think I met Roland.
Are you all right, Rover?
Of course she is. How could I ever have the heart to hurt her? Consider my moment of failure a gift of sincerity, Rover. I trust you haven't forgotten our conversation earlier.
And the third time he emphasizes that he told us something that we need to keep in mind and need to remember in the future.
Choose me. I'll tell you everything you want.
Do you though? Do you really know everything, Rover?
Huh. I see. So she made the move before I could, and told you all of it already. Then as the winners, would you be so kind as to tell me how you set me up?
First meeting.
Now I have retrieved the magistrate's message for me from the puzzle box. But it only points me to the Grand Library. There's no meeting time. Something is still missing. I've solved the puzzle, the discs have been rotated, and the two symbols are now glowing. With this glowing light, a shadow is cast on two other symbols. The black tortoise of the north to the city hall. And the time reads, the Shichen of Cho, in the wee hours of the morning.
Hello, Jinji.
It's been 3 days. We both made it on time. Allow me to formally introduce myself. I am Jinshi. It brings me great joy to see you, Rover. An emergency forced me to leave, and I only had the time to prepare some tokens for you. Please pardon my lack of hospitality.
Scar saying that in Renesita kinda goes a bit against what he talked to us about. Because he did mention that once the Shepherd is dealt with, the big antagonist he sees in the current world, he can reclaim his place among the people. Which doesn't really sound like destruction. I think the Chaos Talk is one of the facades he wears towards the Fraxidus. Which is another reason why I think he has some agenda of his own. Or they did a little bit of retconning, but that wouldn't be in line with everything else they've done. I guess we'll have to see about that one.
Yes. The Sentinel of Jinzhou is currently absent. Correct. The Sentinels guide and guard humanity as a symbol of our civilization. When a region's Sentinel goes absent, chaos is bound to ensue. As this news could lead to civil unrest, please keep it a secret. Jinzhou's Sentinel Jue is being held captive by the Fraxidus. I had to postpone our meeting and put all my effort into finding its whereabouts. Yes, our thoughts are connected, to a certain degree. I can sense its memories, feelings, and surroundings, though not very clearly. Unfortunately, I haven't. I can feel Jue is in danger. The good news is, I have figured out the culprit behind all of this.
Interesting piece of information that she can actually feel stuff about the Sentinel. So it is... I mean, it is most likely because she resonates with Jue, but
Precisely.
it tells us a bit
The
about
Fraxidus
the degree
plans
of
to advance
resonance.
another lament and cause disasters worldwide. Overseer Scar had several objectives upon infiltrating Jinzhou.
Little bit of the
To
typo
track
there.
you down, to test your strengths, and to make you join their cause. To abduct Jue and to resurrect the Threnodian in advance.
But I don't think that that those are all the goals he had here, as we will learn later in Renecita.
They must have discovered your value, likely from one of Jue's prophecies. If you join them, they'll gain significant power. Should you refuse to join, the Fraxidus will likely want to eliminate you, so you don't get in their way. I have a plan to apprehend Scar. Once we capture him, the Fraxidus won't be that much of a threat to you for the time being.
I mean, we know by now that they wouldn't want to eliminate us. They have other plans for good old Rover.
If you are willing to lend us a hand, I will ensure your safety during our cooperation. Of course, your decision is valued, Rover. Speaking of which, you seem to have already gathered a lot from the tokens. Impressive, Rover. The threat Jinzhou is facing is far worse than meets the eye. One of the Threnodians will soon be reawakened. They are the enemies of human civilizations, born from the dark side of our collective consciousness. We must defeat them to protect all of humanity.
Which is a very interesting choice of word here. And also the basis of the theories my buddy Kranis has about the collective conscious.
We have been doing
Although
our
collective
best to prevent
conscious
the
compared to
disaster,
collective unconscious,
but the
something
Fraxidus
to
is
think about.
accelerating the Threnodians' revival. Indeed. You have defeated the Crownless and absorbed its echo with your bare hands. It is the tacit discord that embodies the concept of warfare. Resentment of the fallen, fright of the ignoble, those are the emotions that lay ground for its birth. The Crownless is a tacit discord that possesses powers from the reviving...
And there is something...
Threnodian. Jinzhou is a border city with an unbreakable will and a strong spirit of resistance. However, we also fear the constant wars and loss of life, and the Threnodian can prey on that.
So yeah, no mention that the Crownless we fought is only a clone, a replica
however,
of the original.
You were able to defeat and absorb a Threnodian-related tacit discord with your bare hands and resonate with other TDs.
Also, important thing to keep in mind, we can resonate with tacit discords.
Meanwhile, Huanglong's records mention a hero with similar powers who saved our nation during the Threnodian War. She is also mentioned in literature, dating back to Jinzhou's establishment.
Yeah, also. And that establishment is 100 years ago, so once again, kinda curious in the context of Rover supposedly having deleted their memories and began their journey 20 years ago.
To uncover your true identity, this could be a helpful lead to pursue. Yes, based on my own deduction and the prophecies of Jue. You mean the unfinished statue of Jue? I see. Do you mind letting me know what you remembered? Since it's related to our sentinel, I might be able to help. Rover, the memories of which you speak. As I mentioned earlier, I can resonate with Jue, our sentinel. Your recollections, they align with what I've witnessed in Jue's memories. Yes, I do remember seeing something similar. I believe it had truly happened in the past.
Which should probably be during the Fight of the Gorges of Spirit, which is the event 100 years ago.
In other words, you may be the person mentioned in our records. The unwavering presence by our sentinel's side, bonded by an unbreakable trust. Resonators tend to live a longer lifespan, but it is indeed unprecedented to live hundreds of years without any sign of aging.
Well, unprecedented for now, I guess.
So many mysteries about you remain unsolved, and your age is just one of the unknowns. Sorry, but I don't know. Jue's last piece of information pointed to the Northfall Barrens, where you should find the Threnodian. I pray you will find your answers there. The Threnodian is resurrecting, and our nation is in grave danger. This reminds me of the Threnodian War all too much. Perhaps this has something to do with your mysterious appearance in Jinzhou. Not really. I don't plan to believe in a hero showing up out of nowhere and protecting us.
Once again, the themes that are currently fascinating about Ruba's story have always been there.
I'm just presenting whatever lead I have about your past, as I know it is troubling you. I want to help you, and that is all there is to it. Thank you for considering lending us a hand. Your help is much appreciated. But please, do not feel obligated because of the information I shared. They are my people, and the responsibility to keep them safe should fall on no one else but my own shoulders. I am saying this because I have faith in my abilities, and even more so in the bravery of Jinzhou's soldiers and our people. You deserve to make your own decision about this after uncovering your true identity.
And that's why Jinshi is based.
I appreciate everything you've done for us during the past few days, and perhaps even longer ago. Once it all settles, I am ready to accommodate and assist in whatever future decision you make. You can leave Jinzhou, or the entire Huanglong if you wish. If you ever need me again, you need only ask. Let's keep this a secret between the two of us. How does that sound?
And back to the present.
Scar, you are now under arrest for committing multiple felonies in Huanglong. Do you have anything to say?
What do I want to say, huh? While I'd love to tell you another story, I guess that's not what you want to hear. Let's cut to the chase, Madam Magistrate. I'm getting bored already.
Very well. You will answer only our questions from now on.
And the thing no longer is shining with
Sure,
that.
why not?
It's no longer
What do you wanna
twinkling.
know?
So it is no longer an interactable object. At least it looked like it. Why did you
A
kidnap
sentinel
Jue?
such as Jue can predict and correct future events. It gets in our way of achieving our sublime vision.
So yeah, it is fascinating that the terminal is interactable in the cutscene, but is no longer in this dialogue. I have no idea why that is the case. If it is intentional or just an oversight. A sentinel such as Yuri can predict and correct future events. It gets in our way of achieving our sublime vision. So yeah, they want to break free from the given path a civilization is supposed to take, which is led by the sentinels.
We merely wanted to topple the set future built on lies and take control of our own destiny.
Exactly, take fate's quill in our own hand.
Sure, why not? What do you want to know? The Threnodians. They hold the key to our ideal. Together, they will bring us the promised true lament. And we will embrace the new world that is bound to come.
Although clearly they are not talking about working with the Threnodians. They want the powers the Threnodians are carrying.
Sure, why not? What do you want to know?
As we've seen with Leviathan and then LF1 in Lahairoi.
What is the lament? Disaster? Curse? Some kind of punishment? People only see the surface.
True, we still have no clue what the element actually is. We also don't have a concrete clue when it happened, the first lament. So the fact that Scar and the Fraxidus know what it is, or what it is caused by, is fascinating.
The lament brings death, destruction, and countless reverberations. Reverberations that will be reflected, overlapped, and interwoven during the lament. They will be our salvation. The only path to a new life form and a new civilization.
This is actually pretty in line with the Ragnarok story Lahairoi was based on, and specifically the part that Lahairoi didn't go into, namely the world being burned by Certus flames and after that being rebuilt from the ground up. So in that sense, the lament could be a symbol for Ragnarok or could be inspired by something along those lines, since Ragnarok is not the only type of story that deals with that.
Sure, why not? What do you want to know? Our goal has always been the same. We want you to join us. Forces battle over you, causing all this strife. And yet you remain unaware of your own worth. Are you really that naive? Or are you just dense? Whatever. Our interest in you is not affected by such trivial matters.
Very fascinating to think about what exactly Scar is talking about
why
here.
Not? What do you want to know?
You kidnapped Jue and revived the Threnodian, accelerating the next lament. This is proof enough that you are the enemy of Jinzhou and all humanity.
Fair point.
Stop dreaming you can force Rover to join you. She is our honored guest, and I will not allow any harm to come her way.
He said, who said he's forcing us?
How confident you sound. As the Threnodian's resurrection approaches, Jinzhou is barely holding on. How much longer do you think you can keep up this facade?
Thank you for your concern. We have crushed your schemes once, and we can do it again. I have one last question for you. Abducting Jue, stalking Rover, and setting up an ambush in Cheecher village. You couldn't have accomplished that all on your own. Unless
I'm not the only overseer in Jinzhou? right? I have answered all your questions with full honesty. I don't mind you knowing because it won't make any difference. You can try to stop us with all you have, but it's too late to change the course of history. Now, I have one question for you. You seem convinced we caused the disappearance of Jouet. What if I told you there was more to it? Would you be curious?
About Jouet. What else do you know?
Question here is he talking about the failure of Jouet? The essentially illness Jouet has? Or is he talking about something else that compelled Jouet to get trapped?
Come closer and I'll tell you, Madam Magistrate. It's a secret for your ears only.
Because the prophecy about Jinji and Jouet battling, I'm not sure how well that fits for what exactly he said. But I guess it could also be referring to that.
How dare you! Madam Magistrate,
that Jouet went along with that to basically lead to that confrontation.
No. It can't be.
Shocked, aren't you? But there's more. What if I told you your sentinel had made this prophecy a long, long time ago? Your all-seeing sentinel abandons you now, of all times. Need I say more?
How does he know the prophecy the Sentinel made a long time ago?
We're merely adding a touch of extra fuel to the fire that will soon consume all.
Because the way he's saying it is not just a prophecy Jouet made while they trapped him in Mount Firmament.
Rover, care for a wager? I know you've been searching for answers about your past, and I've got news for you.
watch out!
You are one of us, the Black Lambs, and you have been chosen to join us, ushering in the new world.
Suddenly it's multiple Black Lambs.
What
Interesting.
you really are, you will come to us with no hesitation.
What you really are, not who you really are. What?
The Fraxidus awaits your arrival with open arms. And I look forward to that day in sincere anticipation.
And I think Scar's actually right. I think at some point we will learn stuff that will make it, that will completely shift our perspective on everything that's going on. And I think it is a realistic possible plot point that we at least consider working with the Fraxidus to deal with some greater problem. But that's probably something far down the line.
Sorry, Rover. What he mentioned about our Sentinel is highly sensitive. I cannot disclose it yet, not before verifying it myself. Is it a ploy to create distrust among us, or... I must first find our Sentinel to uncover the truth. Jouet is the guardian sentinel of Jinzhou. It is responsible for assisting Jinzhou's magistrate in administrative affairs, while I am the final decision-maker. Without the assistance of Jouet, I cannot guarantee I am always making the best choices for my people. Jouet can predict the future, and up to this point, every one of its prophecies have been proven true. While justice may not be universally agreed upon, its decisions have consistently served the best interests of Huanglong.
A future-seeing oracle that makes prophecies to lead Huanglong to a desired outcome, or at least an outcome that is in the interest of Huanglong.
For that, I suppose we will have to talk to it in person to find out. In addition, Rover, Jue once told me to deliver a message to you, to the Awakened One. When raindrops fall upstream, please head to the Northfall Barrens and seek General Jian of the Midnight Rangers. I suppose so. General Jian is currently battling another TD outbreak in the Northfall Barrens, which will also serve as our front line against the Threnodian. But the ongoing war has made it a very dangerous place to go. Since you won't need to go there right now, not until when the raindrops fall upstream. I know you're here for clues about your true identity. And I don't want you to leave the city empty-handed. Have you heard about the Black Shores, Rover?
Indeed, I
It's
have.
an organization shrouded in mystery, with a secretive membership process, and members who usually keep their identities hidden. Upon your awakening, one of their members discreetly contacted me to gather information about you. But please don't worry. The Black Shores developed a special lament prediction system, and has established partnerships with countries worldwide. While operating in secrecy, they are not an extremist group like the Fraxidus.
Interesting that they are drawing a connection between the two, or a comparison.
They have been monitoring the situation in Jinzhou to provide assistance when needed. Thanks to their extra help, my meeting with you went smoothly. This Blake Bloom is their symbol. The Black Shores members usually wear it on their person.
Yeah.
Rover, after the recent series of events, I trust you have gained a general idea of who you might have been. Before you fell into that deep slumber, you likely played a significant role in important historical events, shaping the course of history in some way.
So they are setting up in some way the story that we helped establish Jinzhou, and then 20 years ago we fell into slumber, I guess, whatever that means, to then wake up. I still don't fully buy that, but I guess it is a bit more plausible.
Ultimately, I suppose it is up to you to discover the final definitive answer for yourself. This photo is yours to keep. I will return with Jue shortly, and the Black Shores may be worth your try during this time. Rover, are you all right? I see. The Black Shores must have a deep connection to your past. Since you are likely being closely monitored by the Fraxidus now, I suggest keeping an eye out for the Black Shore members. They could prove to be your valuable allies. I'll do my best to find Jue and tell you everything I learned from it once I return. This is my promise. Yes, please leave it to me.
Okay.
Sanhua,
Yes, Madam Magistrate.
Time for Changli's
I
first
will be
appearance.
going on a temporary leave. During my absence, please help me handle my responsibilities in Jinzhou.
Understood. Should I continue protecting that rover?
No need. Both Chan Li and I will be away. and there will be more than enough paperwork for you to handle.
Is Lady Chongli leaving for the capital? Please pardon my intrusion, but she just faced an ambush in the Central Plains. What if...
Nice little reference there, because that's the scene we see in her Resonator showcase.
Regarding that incident, we tried to warn her about the Fraxidus, but they were more cunning than we thought. If she runs into another powerful enemy like Scar, she'll eventually have to confront them on her own. Sanhua, you can place more trust in Rover and me.
Understood. I will. My lady, no matter what happens, my sword is always yours.
Both the interrogation and my appointed
Oops.
meeting with Rover have already finished.
Scar only needed the two of you as his audience. We already knew what he wanted, and we let him have as much.
She decrypted every message we intended to convey. It's only proper you meet him in person, as the one who crafted those puzzles. Such intricate puzzles. I guess only Rover has the patience to solve them all.
Yeah.
No detail is too small. I'm sure she understands. Besides, not seeing the opponent heightens the thrill of the game.
Very funny sentence considering what we are doing here. No detail is too small. Oh, we understand for sure.
If everything goes according to the prophecies of Jue, I will meet her in person eventually. So, what did our captive from the Fraxidus tell you about Jue?
That Jue had predicted I will have to fight it one day. A fight that will shape Jinzhou's future.
Well, that is unexpected. But you don't seem all that surprised, do you?
Can't say I am. I had suspected as much from our previous conversations, and the message it left me, his words only confirmed it.
Where was it when you last sensed its presence?
It was in Mount Firmament. Unlike Jinzhou City, that mountain is still resting in stillness.
The place where the first people of Jinzhou lived, and where Jue first manifested before us humans. I see.
So yeah, interesting piece of lore. Hongzhen is the birthplace of the people of Jinzhou. So originally those who built the city came from Mount Firmament. And Jui supposedly first appeared there, which means it appeared in Mount Firmament, did something there, and then went to the Gorges of Spirits to help in battle, since they also say that is the first time they saw Jui.
I'll find Jue and bring it back as soon as possible.
Our enemies could have planned it as a trap. We have a bigger goal to focus on, remember?
I understand. I will not let anything or anyone disrupt the peace in Jinzhou.
Would you let what you heard from Scar sway your determination?
No. He cannot ever turn me against Jue. If anything, his words only confirmed my theory. I am the magistrate of Jinzhou, appointed by the Sentinel itself. The prophecy speaks of a decisive incident for Jinzhou's future, where I will be a key player. The fight between me and Jue is only a precursor. My job remains unchanged. I will fulfill my duty as Jinzhou's magistrate with my own judgment.
Is that your final answer?
A single strand's neglect births mountainous upheaval. You taught me that, remember? The safest option is for me to go in person.
Very well. Since we are already mid-game, I will let you decide our next move. This time, I shall be a pawn in your hand. Remember, I will always stand by your side, in this crisis or any other.
Am I a player or a mere pawn? I suppose there is no difference at this point. No matter what, I will do what I must.
And with that, we have set up the plot for 1.1. But first we'll have to deal with a bit of a different problem. Okay, let's see if we can get back into there and if there's anything to interact with. Back in we go. Yeah. Alright, no, here. Nope. You can, in fact, not interact with it again or go back in there. Which on the one hand means you can't get the chests if you miss them, and on the other hand means we cannot confirm if we can actually interact with that terminal. Unless someone knows about a different way to get back into there. Which I definitely wouldn't say no to. Also, it's interesting that the other room in the Grand Library looks very similar to this one, although not identical. And we can also not interact with this one, so... I don't think so. We are already in a separate instance, although it is called the Grand Library. But I'm pretty sure this is just... Yeah, you just end up in front of it. It does not actually help us in any way, shape or form to get back in there.
Let me be there for everyone, as we head toward our shared future, leaving the past behind.
Now, frequency... waveband, I mean. Okay, let's level you up.
This power, it's mysterious, yet reassuring nonetheless.
Just so that the next boss fight doesn't take as long.
Let's reach farther destinations together.
And let's upgrade your sword. You already have a 2-piece. How many of those do we have now? 1, 2, 3. And that's the same one again, so not quite yet for the full set bonus. Oh well. We will deal with that at a later point. Yes, we did those. This one we will have to do later. Anything here? I guess let's... yeah, if you find a way to get back in there, let me know. Because I would really like to check if we can actually interact with that. Complete the main quest. weapon. Okay. Yeah, all the other stuff. Those pulls that we won't use for this account. Do we want anything from here? Probably. Just so it is no longer marked. You can't see it anyway because it's a separate window. Same with this one. I guess if you want, feel free to use the code. Not entirely sure how exactly it works, but you really need to stop with that. Okay, do we have enough for another? No, not yet. But okay. With that, it should be more than enough. No, this one. Okay. Let's go. Nothing that's useful for us at the moment. Okay, all. Claim those. Yeah. That's tower. Okay, so I'm probably gonna end stream after I've dealt with the little stuff here. Since I'm getting a bit tired and thinking and speaking gets a bit sluggish. But yeah, I'm happy about the amount of conversation we had today about these stories. They are still as fascinating as I remember, and we will see where all this foreshadowing leads us. Next time we should probably be able to do chapter 5, so that would probably best to do that and Act 6 together, so we should be able to finish the 1.0 storyline next stream, which means the stream after will be the cleanup episode where we start doing some side quests and stuff. But I guess we will see once we get there. Thank you everyone who joined today and was part of the discussions, and we will probably see us next week. I will keep you posted on when the next stream is. Until then, have a nice day, nice evening, whatever the case for your time zone, and until next time, bye bye. Let me just wait. Now. Bye-bye.